Campus spaces have long been incubators for political activism where students merge art and protest to challenge institutional power. From anti-war installations to climate divestment murals, these works turn quads and hallways into public forums. This week explores how student-led interventions disrupt academic neutrality and make the campus itself a stage for political performance. During the 1968 protests at Columbia, students occupied buildings and hung massive banners criticizing university ties to the Vietnam War and gentrification in Harlem. These works transformed the architecture into a living manifesto, merging art and direct action in ways that caught national attention. On May the 4th, 1970, at Kent State University, National Guard troops opened fire on unarmed students protesting the U.S. invasion of Cambodia. 4 students, Jeffrey Miller, Allison Krauss, Sandra Schuer, and William Schroeder, were killed, and 9 others were wounded. The first image shows fellow students marching with their names, turning grief into visible protest. The killings shocked the nation and became a defining moment of campus activism, revealing the risks that students faced when confronting state power. The second image shows today's Kent State Memorial with chalk messages and flowers marking the sites where the students fell. This ongoing commemoration links past and present, showing how memory itself becomes a form of activism. Both the protests and the memorial embody the power of students to demand accountability, to challenge war and violence, and to remind us that activism can cost lives, but it can also reshape history. The Black Student Union's mural became a rallying point for ethnic studies activism at San Francisco State University. It asserted black cultural pride and political demands in a permanent, highly visible space, countering a history of erasure in academic settings. Our friends the Guerrilla Girls brought their biting humor and statistics to college bulletin boards, calling out sexism in art departments and galleries. On campuses, these posters challenged the next generation of artists to confront discrimination within their own institutions. What began as a contested piece of land became a canvas for community and student expression at UC Berkeley's People's Park. Murals at People's Park have evolved alongside social movements, serving as an ongoing dialogue between campus activism and local struggles. In solidarity with anti-war and civil rights movements, students closed campus galleries, replacing art displays with protest messages and teach-ins. The gesture questioned the role of art in times of crisis and demanded institutional accountability. Following racial incidents on the campus of the University of Missouri, student groups created posters calling for administrative reform and cultural change. The visual presence of these works, often taped to walls and windows, amplified voices that the university had tried to dismiss. Using the most ephemeral of media, students at Yale University covered walkways with messages about racial justice and inclusion. The immediacy and accessibility of chalk allowed rapid response to unfolding events, reclaiming campus pathways as political space. USC students posted flyers for Israelis kidnapped by Hamas in front of Tommy Trojan, just days after a viral video showed 2 people tearing down similar posters around campus, underscoring deep divisions at home as the war in Israel continued. The display included flyers with the names, ages, and photos of hostages taped to the brick courtyard with blue and white balloons secured by thread floating above them. The visual managed to draw the attention of students walking down the busy parkway, many of whom stopped to read the posters. "This isn't a political statement," said one student who helped organize the display. "Jewish people on campus are suffering, and Israelis are suffering." As part of a 2019 divestment campaign, students created installations featuring oil barrels, endangered species imagery, and urgent slogans. These works made climate change tangible and pressed the university to act on its financial entanglements. During labor strikes at Columbia University, grad workers flooded the campus in 2021 with bright graphic posters demanding fair pay and conditions. Their visual cohesion built solidarity and made the strike impossible to ignore. In Cape Town, South Africa, students targeted the statue of Cecil Rhodes as a symbol of colonial oppression. The campaign combined performance, visual protest, and social media, inspiring similar movements at universities worldwide. The removal of the Confederate monument Silent Sam at UNC Chapel Hill was the culmination of years of student-led organizing. The act itself became a powerful image of rejecting white supremacy on their campus grounds. Under faculty member Beverly Nidus' guidance, students at Evergreen State College created works confronting racism, consumerism, and environmental destruction. Her pedagogy emphasized that student art could and should serve as political critique. Free universities transform quads into open classrooms where art, poetry, and discussion blur into protest. These sorts of interventions reclaim learning from institutional control and connect it directly to political struggle. Student activists now use TikTok as a platform for rapid, visually striking protest messaging. Short videos and animated graphics can mobilize peers in hours, echoing past generations' use of posters and flyers. Hashtag activism that starts on campus often ripples into global movements. These campaigns link local grievances to broader struggles, making student issues part of a shared political conversation. Murals at Birzeit University express solidarity with global liberation movements while commemorating local struggles. They stand as lasting markers of political commitment on campus grounds. From paint and banners to TikToks and memes, student activism keeps evolving with the tools of its time. What remains constant is the belief that campus spaces belong to those who inhabit them, and that art can make them speak.